From Benjamin somehow surviving to a literal Nanook being dropped on the black whale, today I'm going to give you an exclusive look at everything that is going to happen during the martial law. Hey guys, it's Ryogo here, and today I'm going to try to predict everything that is going to happen during the next 24 hours of martial law. And I'm not talking about like obvious things like revealing the abilities of the Nen Beasts or even which prince is going to die. I'm talking about real juicy stuff like Kurapika having to ally himself with the spider and even Benjamin somehow making it through the TSK-17, the return of one of the most beloved characters in Hunter x Hunter, and the literal Nanook being dropped on the black whale. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm sure you have your own crazy theories and I would love to hear them, so let me know them in the comments below. But for now, let's start with the most obvious one and proceed with the most crazy ones later. So we begin with... Benjamin will survive the poisoning. This is the one I see most being speculated upon, and with good reason. It's almost like it's too predictable, so rather than tell you that he will survive, I will tell you how. I see two possible ways. The first one is that he will be saved by Tubeppa through making some sort of chemical with its Nen Beast. I can already see you questioning why would Tubeppa even do that. Well, to put it simply, Kurapika. He, of all people, has more than enough reason to want to keep Benjamin alive, even if they are enemies. I believe he will convince Tubeppa to create a chemical to counter the TSK, for a simple reason. If Benjamin dies, all hell breaks loose. There will be nothing stopping the other princes from going all out and probably turn the Black Whale into a civil war, which Tubeppa would obviously lose. Despite being a villain, he is still the leader of the military and responsible for keeping the other princes at bay. Without his leadership, the military would probably have to go to another prince that might not just be as patient and start killing the other princes left and right, including the younger ones, which Tubeppa has already expressed a desire to protect. So I can see Kurapika breaking a deal between the parties, like leaving the younger ones alone or immediately leave the martial law, in order to save Benjamin. However, I can see Tubeppa agreeing. But how about Benjamin? I don't see him being too keen on accepting help from a potential enemy. So I see another way for Kurapika to keep him alive, but keep him in a manageable state, like a coma or something. But how? With the help of the Zodiacs. We already have a glimpse of the Zodiacs here and there, but this is the perfect time to reintroduce them to the story, even if for a little bit. And I can see two Zodiacs being the perfect ones for this task, Cheadle and of course, Leorio. And I can already hear you typing that if they couldn't save Hawk, how would they save Benjamin? Well, now the Hunters Association know how the TSK works and even has a sample of it. So it would be a good way to reveal Cheadle's ability. Maybe she needs a sample of what she needs to cure as a condition to use her ability. And I believe Benjamin will survive the TSK, but he maybe won't survive Tserriednich's massacre. It's about time we get a taste of what Nen Jesus can do, and there is no better time than the martial law. I can see him test the limits of his new ability as he zip-zops around and starts killing Benjamin's troops, but gradually growing more high on his godlike power, he would start killing anyone who stands in his way before remembering that he's on a dead game and proceeds to go all out and try to kill the other princes. A single Nen user rampaging through an army is something almost unimaginable, especially if an army already has access to Nen themselves. He would put them on the spot and maybe even force Kurapika to ally himself with one of his worst enemies. But that's for later. Because although Tserriednich might survive a literal Nen army, not even he might survive a literal Aura nuke. Tyson will destroy the ship. Remember Tyson? No? Well, you should, because she has been accumulating aura since the beginning of the war, and so by now she has probably more aura than even Netero, probably reaching the likes of the Royal Guard or even Meruem. And so, storytelling rules mean she has to release it somehow. But how? Well, being a pacifist means that there is a low chance that she would use it against somebody willingly. But what if it was in the name of love? Imagine this scene. Benjamin's soldiers enter Tyson's room with the pretext of leading her to a safe place. Everyone knows what's about to happen, but Tyson goes anyway, until her bodyguards intervene, not wanting to let Tyson march to her death. Her guards enter a fight they have no chance against, to allow her a chance to escape as they get gunned down, being taken off on by despair, causing the beast to release its power and explode out at the aura at the same time, taking a huge blow to the ship, and although not right destroying it, it would cause quite the chaos, which I believe would be the perfect scene for the Haley to start farming those sweet levels. And by now you have Tserriednich killing everybody, the Haley spawn camping, and the Kakin's army trying to kill everybody not of royal blood, and so because of all this chaos, Kurapika will only have one chance to bring back peace. But before that, I'm going to predict that you enjoy Hunter x Hunter content, so how about subscribing? Even during the hiatus, I still have plenty of ideas for Hunter x Hunter, so help me survive this route. In exchange, I will give you original and unique Hunter x Hunter content you won't find anywhere else. Like seriously, a team up between you and me might be on the same league as a team up between Chrollo and Kurapika. This is another one that is pretty popular on the community, that the main hero and the main villain will have to team up to deal against a stronger enemy. This is why I see Kurapika being forced to make a deal with Chrollo, so he can allow him to steal the treasures and possibly end the war. I don't see them going to lovey-dovey and suddenly put aside their difference and be at peace, but more of a I won't kill you, for now. A temporary ceasefire, if you will. And who knows, maybe Kurapika might even learn of the spider's origin and gain a little sympathy for them. After all, the spiders created Kurapika, but so did Tserriednich. He is the only character with enough firepower to make them cooperate, and maybe we'll have a 2v1 while the rest of the troop deals with Hisoka. But the thing is, taking out Ninjutsus is going to require a lot of power, and as such is going to take a lot of Kurapika's lifespan and will probably leave him in the brink of death. Something that might end them, if not, for my final prediction. Woble will save Kurapika. This is my final prediction, and honestly I believe this is the most likely to happen. I believe Kurapika will be put in the same situation Gon was during the Chimera Ant arc and will be forced to use Emperor Time to a point where he is setting himself up to die. Only to the similar way that Gon did, being saved by a high tier being. As this will also reveal Woble's nanability. Being a baby, it can be too complicated as babies aren't as complex as adults, so I'm predicting her ability will be something like a power that helps anyone who she considers a parental figure, which in this case would be Kurapika, but as long as they are devoting their life to Woble. Bonus points if Queen Otto dies, meaning that Kurapika would need to make a choice between pursuing his vengeance against Tserriednich and dedicate his life to another, in this case protecting and raising Queen Woble. And you might think that this is just repeating Gon's arc during the Chimera Ant, but honestly I think Kurapika has always going to set up his choice, as he is someone who always travels through the dark but always had a chance to pursue the light, almost like an inverse of Gon. And that's why I believe Kurapika won't kill either Tserriednich or Chrollo, but instead will save Woble. But if Kurapika gives up on his revenge, then who will kill Tserriednich? Like if he wins, the world is set up to die basically. Well, aside from Kurapika, there are still 3 characters that might lead to his death, but we will talk about it next week, so subscribe so you don't miss out, as we talk about every character that will kill a prince in Hunter x Hunter.